Okay, so this is the fun part. Describe living in Nigeria. Like, just were you an Ajebota, Ajepako? What side are you on the spectrum?
Stop looking, 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 stop looking. Walking around looking like a dangerous. Walking around looking like we're dangerous. Oh yeah.
Okay, so give us like 5 tips for to be a successful engineering student. Not just, you can give us like for being just a general engineering student and then for a female engineering student.
Okay, I would say 5 tips. That the ones that worked for me were build a relationship with people in class. Find a few people who seem interested in just trying to pass and learn something, and try to build a study group with them if possible. That way you don't have to meet all the time, but meet to do assignments and share ideas. That works a lot. 2, don't wait until class before you study. I think that a lot of times it's easy to just say, oh, it's the first week of class, so I don't even need to know anything that's going on. I'll wait until midterms. No, try to read ahead of class. That really helped a lot, because when you go to class and the teacher is flying away with the material, you can say, okay, I remember reading that, but then you can ask more intelligent questions as well. I think that definitely helped. A third one would be, as a female, as a woman in tech or engineering, I would say it's okay to struggle. I think it's okay to struggle with, finding your voice and feeling comfortable enough to push back a lot, especially when you feel like you want your idea or opinion to be heard. So I think it's okay to struggle, but the remedy there is trying to find the balance of not sharing your ideas and sharing it, right? Because I think it's going to be difficult to know when to speak up all the time, but I think slowly work your way through it. And the way to do that, honestly, is to find allies, right? People in the team that understand the importance of you sharing your own opinion, and they understand the importance of you voicing your ideas. It doesn't have to be right all the time, but I think finding allies really helped. I think that went a long way. Knowing that there were 1 or 2 people in the group that cared about what I had to say, and cared about why it was important for me to voice my opinion. The 4th one I would say is, I would say also using teachers' office hours, man.
Yes, and this thing like
yes.
I do that too.
I don't think people understand the importance of it. I did this even in grad school. I used to just, look at the office hours and go look for them and ask them, because I think when the teacher sees that you care about understanding what's going on, I think they're more empathetic. Especially there's some teachers you find in engineering that are great. They understand what they are talking about, but they can't teach it. They just don't know how to. And I think it's a thing of teaching. It's a thing that might be a personality thing, or it might be a teaching thing. So, and you find, I don't know, I found a lot of them in engineering. So the way I bridged that gap was to just go to their officers and say, this didn't make sense to me. I don't understand it. Can you start from beginning? And I think that builds empathy. And so the next time they come to class, they're usually more empathetic towards us and just trying to understand that, we're learning Java for the first time. You can't expect us to just know all of this, right? So that definitely helps. So those were 4 tips. I don't know if I can find a 5th one, but if I remember a 5th one as we go through, I will let you know, and I'll stop here and let you know.
Okay, so this is the fun part. Describe living in Nigeria. Like, just were you an Ajebota, Ajepako? What side are you on the spectrum?
Let's see.
For me, you were an Ajebota.
I don't think I was.
Define Ajebota and Ajepako first.
I think Ajebota is when you're shielded from a lot of the realities of Nigeria, and Ajepako is when you're seeped into it. And I think that was smack in the middle of it, right? I mean, I went home every day, and on most days I had to go fetch water, right? From the house, from 6 houses down from us that had a borehole or whatever. So I mean, my reality was I would go home and I would have a bath, like a big bowl, and have to go fetch water, carry water on my head because
Whoa, that's cool.
yes. So that's why when you say about the water, I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe it was different for that.
Wait, she said different for like, but wait, you were the oldest, right? So maybe that's why.
My sister, I think I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of three. We're all girls, and we all did it at some point, and but then you're right. I did it more often and faster than anyone and so no. I mean, so I went home.
I'll do it this time. You're too slow. You know if you feel this thing after.
No. I don't mean faster in that sense. I mean earlier in my life, I did it before they did. Chai, see how you just threw them under the bus. Chai. I'm not there. But
you were in the middle.
What do you mean in the middle?
Of Ajebota and Ajepako.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I think I was smack in the middle. I would go home and have to fetch water, and I would do that, and then Saturdays in my house were environmental sanitation days, regardless of if it was the first Saturday or not, and so that entailed sweeping everywhere and mopping, and then washing clothes, hand washing clothes. Every day I got back home and hand washed clothes, and then had to cook or help with cooking at home. So I think that I was definitely not Ajebota or Ajepako, and I think that so I just mentioned all the Ajepako things, right?
Yeah.
With washing car, washing all of these, and
I wash cars too, me and my brother.
yes. So I think the Ajebota portion of it that I was privileged enough to experience is, it was completely fine for us to one Sunday go to the beach and we'll cook maybe fried rice or something and take it with us to the beach with, drinks and stuff. So with my family. So I think that I was able to experience both sides of it. And so I wouldn't say I'm one or the other. I think that I had to learn the really, really hard parts of living in Nigeria, running errands, going here and...
School-wise, did you enjoy school in Nigeria? How was school?
I don't know. I think school was mellow for me. I think there were ups and there were downs, but I think that I was pretty much invisible in secondary school up until SS2, I think. So I pretty much blended into the walls until SS2, I think. And so that's why I say it was up and down. So up until SS2 was when I started seeing that, I'm actually here in this school and I can actually have friends.
It took you how many years?
And I can actually exist. Honestly, if you ask me anything that happened before SS2 or maybe late SS1, I can't remember. I think I was just existing. But I think in SS2 was when I really started to get a personality of my own and started to know what I liked and what I didn't. And so I think school from SS2 onward was interesting. I think I got to live the high school, secondary school life, and that was nice.
Yeah, that was.
So did you like secondary school versus college life? Did you experience anything in college?
I think college life was way more interesting because in college everyone is free, right? You're not going back home to go meet anyone. So I think for me, college was just crazy because I'm a very introverted person. So I think that people, even similar to secondary school, right? I think I blended into the world again. So I was very introverted, so people wouldn't even know I was there and just be free. And so, because I don't know, for some reason, they didn't see, they just say, it's just Hawa. And then just don't worry. And so, I think college was very crazy because I think people are freer in college. So you got to see people in their free forms and just living life as is. So you hear many stories, you see many things, you get many roommates, some of them weird, some of them not weird, some of them cool, and you just experience it. I think there were many, you experience fights, people get into fights, because when college students drink, they just fight. You just hear people, someone is fighting over there, someone is throwing up, Someone is it's just funny, and then someone is crying because college students at that time they're dealing with so many emotions. So people would have a party or a get together and drink, and then they would someone would start crying, and then the party would have to end because someone could not manage emotions. And so it was funny. And I think the craziest part of college was when people would be on the line to cross sororities and fraternities. So at the HBCU, because they're Divine Nine, so you saw all the AKAs and the Deltas and the Kappas and the Sigmas and the Iotas, the Alphas, everybody. So I think the craziest part of college was when somebody would be online. I think they put it online or on call, I think they called it, and then you would know the person was on call because person would be looking like they're literally about to pass out, and because it's a very grueling, they gruel them or something, I don't know, it's a very grueling procedure.
Did you join a sorority?
No, I didn't. I think again, I was blending, man. I did not even nobody. I mean, I think I blended so much until my junior year, because that was when I ran for a pageant and all of that jazz. But I think that people just thought, oh, Howard doesn't want to be disturbed by all those things. So I would get invited to just come and see when they would cross. They would cross, their line would cross. But I never really got. I never joined a sorority or anything. I just joined regular organizations and just tried to get involved in the school and integrate as much as I could. Yeah. But it was funny. I think my junior year and my senior year was when I really again came into my own, and then I ran for Miss UNCF, which is United Negro College Fund, and won. So that was awesome.
Nice.
And so I was Miss UNCF for my last year and a half in school there, and it was really cool. I got to go to nationals, and it was just really nice. It was really nice. Yeah. So college was fun.
My final question would be, so aside being an engineer and being a data engineer, what do you like to do, or not for fun, but just like what do you like to do, like put your time into?
I really enjoy traveling. Traveling is very therapeutic for me. I really, really enjoy that. I also really enjoy reading books from, African writers. I think that after moving here and not having learned about, Black history and slavery and just being Black anywhere in the world except for Africa, I had never learned anything about that prior to moving here. So I'm very fascinated by Africans who have lived or maybe who have gained a level of consciousness that I'm aspiring to, or have moved away from home and maybe moved back or still live there, but right from that perspective of I came somewhere, I learned a lot, and then they write history, but embedded in it is maybe stories of their own stories or fictional stories based on true experiences. So I love Chimamanda a lot, and I think everyone.
That's my favorite.
I think everyone should read Americana, and I think everyone should read Half of a Yellow Sun. Half of a Yellow Sun is definitely about Biafra, but I think it's really annoying that nobody ever included that in Nigerian history for you to learn. And she even took some parts away, so it's sad that we didn't get to read that. But I enjoy reading her. I'm currently reading Trevor Noah, and he writes from the point of view of a South African who went through apartheid and then moved here. So he's able to talk about apartheid and growing up mixed race in South Africa, and also looking at things from perspective of someone who has now lived here in America for over a decade. So I enjoy reading that. I also I think you might have heard of her. Her name is Ijawela. Questions for Ada.
I don't know.
So the name of Questions for Ada, it's really good. It's a collection of poems about being a conscious woman and questions you've had growing up. So I really love reading work from from African writers. Yeah, sometimes it's work about being a woman growing up in an African country, or living as a person of African descent in a Western country. I really like reading because I want to attain that level of consciousness and understanding, you know. So I really enjoy doing those. And right now I'm reading, Trevor Noah, Born a Crime, and it's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah. So those are the two things. But yeah, that's good. So those are the two things I enjoy: reading and traveling. I really think traveling is essential to learn other places and see other things and just learn about other places. But yeah,
that's all the question I have, and I'm so thankful for coming out, and I hope this helps people. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll ask her and put down what she says.
Yeah, I'm glad to have done this. I think this was fun and interesting. It was nice to reminisce and think about things that I wouldn't think about on a regular day if somebody was not asking me. So it was nice to relive some of those things and talk about them again. Same here. I'm excited for more people to, be able to go out to everywhere else, learn something new, and find a way to contribute back to society, to especially our society, like you're doing with this. You're going to be able to help people. You're going to be able to reach people who might not otherwise know better, or just know more information about what it takes to move to a different country, what the reality is, what you would like it to be, and how to just live as a person, So I think that it's important what you are doing, and I'm glad to be part of it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're a part of it, because this, I'm sure, will help someone someday.
Thank you very much.
Bye guys.